Yeah, good evening, friends. Today we'll talk about decimal to hexadecimal conversion. Okay, so that means given a decimal number, you need to find out its equivalent to hexadecimal number. Okay, so first uh, let us solve the problem mathematically. Okay, so we'll take a number, decimal number, and we'll try to solve the problem mathematically. Okay, so say for example, I have taken a number something like 72 in decimal. Okay, so I want to find out its equivalent hexadecimal number. Okay, so what is the rule? We discussed the rule. Okay, so whenever you want a decimal number to be converted into some other number system, so you need to divide this given number with the base of that number system, I said. Okay, so divide 72 with the, what is the base of hexadecimal number system? 16. Okay, so divide the number with the 16. Okay, so how many times? 16 4 ja. Okay, so 16 4 ja 64. Okay, so 64, then what is the remaining number you will get? 8 is left. Okay, so then 8 right as the remainder. Okay, so then 16 zeros and 4 is the remainder. Okay, so we know reminders you need to write from bottom to top in this direction. Okay, so then its equivalent number will become 4 8 base 16. 4 8 base 16. Okay, so before this, what are the digits used in hexadecimal? Hexa means 16. Okay, so in hexadecimal number system, okay, what are the digits used? Why it is called base 16? Because it uses 16 digits. It uses 16 digits, 16 symbols, I can say. 16 symbols it uses. What are those symbols? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 is represented with the letter A, and 11 is represented with the B, 12 is represented with the C, 13 is represented with the D, 14 is represented with the E, and 15 is represented with the F. These are the 16 digits, 0 to 15. Okay, that's why it is called hexadecimal number system. Okay, so and you divide the given decimal number with the 16 and write the remainder that gives equivalent hexadecimal number 0 to 9 A to F, right? Okay, for example, if I take say 86, 86 if I take, okay, so divide with how many times? 16 4 is 64. Okay, 16 5 is how many times it divides? Okay, so 16 5 is 80. So 5 times, then the remainder will be 6 here. Okay, so then this is 16 zeros 0 5. Okay, so then 86 in decimal equivalent number will be 5 6, not 6 5. Okay, so this way you need to write 5 6 base 16. 5 6 base 16. Okay, right. Now we'll take one more problem, okay, so that it will be clear to you. Now, say for example, we have 76. We have 76. Okay, so divide this with 16. 16 4 ja 64. 16 4 ja 64. Then what is the remainder left here? Remainder left is 12. Okay, so how 12 is represented in hexadecimal number system? 10 is represented as A here. Okay, so here I have written, just see here, A is represented as a 10 and B is represented as 11, or in other way I can say 10 in decimal is represented as A in hexadecimal, 11 is represented as B. Okay, so then 12 is represented as a C. Okay, so then this remainder will be C. You should not write 12 there. Okay, so you are representing in hexadecimal now, so you have to write its appropriate. 12 means the symbol C here. Okay, so then 16 zeros are 0, then remainder is 4. Okay, so write the numbers from bottom to top. That means 76 in decimal is equivalent to 4C in hexadecimal. In hexadecimal. Okay, so now what is the logic here? That means you go on divide the number with 16 and get the reminders. Get the reminders. Okay, so then as we did in binary number system, the first digit will be in units place, second digit will be in a tens place, like this. Okay, so each digit you multiply with its place value. Is it possible here? Can we apply that logic here? No, we cannot apply that logic. Multiplying with place values. Why? Because, see, why I have then taken third example means your equivalent decimal number now contains alphanumeric characters. That means there are some numbers and also, just see here, some characters are also present. Some characters are also present. So that's why you cannot use that logic here. So what you can do is you need to use an array here to store the reminders. To store the reminders, you need to use an array here. So how you can get the logic here? Simply just you are taking an array. You are taking an array, call it as hexadecimal array. Okay, so this is 0. Like this, you defined some array 0, 1, 2, 3. Assume. Okay, so this array should be a character array because both characters and numbers are there. So that's why you need to represent this as a string character array. Now see, for example, 76, we'll take the case of 76. When you divide, what is the first remainder you got? C is the first remainder. So we store that C here. Then what is the second remainder? 4. 4 we got. 4 we store in second place. Okay. And when we want to print the equivalent number, you have to print the array in reverse order. You need to print the array in reverse order. You need to find the length of this array because it is a string, no? You can find using string length function and you can go. And this will be stored like this. Since it is a string, it will be stored like this. /0 null character will be stored at the end. Okay, when you find string length, it gives 2. And you have to start from 1. Index 1 onwards, you have to start. So immediately you should say length minus minus, and you can go on reading the characters until you reach 0 at the place. Okay, so here we cannot use that multiplying with the place value. That logic will not work here. Is it clear? Any doubts? Yes. Yes. Okay, right. Now we'll try to implement the same logic in the program. Okay, right. So get ready with your notebooks. Try to write along with me. Yeah, let us take the black ink so that so include the header file. Include the header file. Okay, so function will use afterwards. Okay, right. So enter main. Okay, so here what we require decimal number. Anyhow, input is decimal number. You can declare a longer type. Okay, so then say decimal number DN. You can declare. Okay, then what else we require? We need a string here. We require a string here, no? So declare a character array. Okay, so which stores hexadecimal number. Okay, say x char x of a some size 100. I'm storing char of size 100. Yeah, something. Yeah, HN also you can say. Okay, so hexadecimal number means HN. We can use same notation, or hex also we can use. Okay, as per our same notation will follow this HN, hexadecimal number. Okay, size of 100. Okay, right. So if any other variables we require, we'll add afterwards. So first we use the prompt message. We ask the user to enter a decimal number. Enter a decimal number. Okay, so now read the number. Say scanf percentage LD. Then say address of a decimal number. Address of a decimal number. Okay, right. So first what I do is I try to implement the logic inside the main. Afterwards, we'll think of a function. Okay. First, whether our logic working or not, we'll think of. Afterwards, we'll go with the function definition of a new function for that. Okay, right. So we have decimal number with us, like you can just assume 76 is best example you take. Okay, so 76 is our number, decimal number. So finally our decimal number becoming 0, no? So what we need to do, we need to include this in a loop. Okay, so while decimal number not equal to 0. Okay, so that is the meaning here. Okay, so here we require a reminder, no? So because we are everything we are writing in a main function, so declare a variable called as a reminder. Okay, so now first you divide with the 16. So reminder is equal to decimal number mod 16. Decimal number mod 16. Okay, so the first reminder you will get here. Okay, so how many times it is, the division is like this. 76. Now you are dividing with the 16. So 16 4s are 64. Okay, so then you will get the remainder as a 12 here. You get the remainder as a 12 here. Okay, so what you need to do, just think of here. Okay, so remainder you got 12. Remainder you got a 12. Okay, so now you need to, your program should check whether your remainder is between 0 to 9 or above 9. Okay, so if it is 0 to 9, if it is 0 to 9, then directly what you need to do first, that logic will implement here. Say for example, 86, in case of 86, what is the remainder you will get here? 6, you will get the remainder. Okay, so we implement that logic first, then how to use characters if it is more than or 9. Okay, right. So first you need to check whether your remainder is between 0 to 9 or not. Okay, so how you can check? If remainder is greater than or equals to 0, if your remainder is greater than or equal to 0, and remainder is less than or equals to 9. Okay, so if it is between 0 to 9, if it is between 0 to 9. Okay, so what you need to do, what you need to do, just think of, if it is between 0 to 9. Okay, so but it is stored as a character here. Okay, it is stored as a character here. Okay, so what I do is, let me just open the ASCII chart. Do you remember ASCII value of 0? ASCII value of small a, ASCII value of capital A, yeah. Yes, ASCII value of 0, 45. Okay, right. So I'll show ASCII chart so that it can be confirmed. Yeah, others have given 0, 45, small a, 65, capital A. No, capital letters comes first. No. Yeah, I increase this so that you can view this. Now you can see here 0 ASCII value is 48. 0 ASCII value is 48. Okay, right? Then small a ASCII value is 97. Small a ASCII value is 97. Capital A ASCII value is 65. Okay, so these you should remember. 48 is the ASCII value of a 0. Okay, now here in this case, first what we got, reminder, first 6 we got. Okay, so but 6 is a character. That means internally it will be stored as a, what is the ASCII value of 6? It will be internally stored as 54. Internally it will be stored as a 54. Okay, so we got a 6 as the remainder. Internally it will be stored as 54. So what you need to do, you have to get the number. You have to get the number. There is a difference, friends. Please remember. Okay. So if 6 is treated as a character, internally it will be stored as a 54. Okay. Internally it will be in memory. It will be stored as a 54. Okay. But we want the number 6. We want the number 6. So this ASCII value you convert into 6. You convert this into number 6. Okay, so how do you get, that means this 6 is how far away from 0. Okay, so it is nothing but subtract a ASCII value of a 0 from this, then you will get the number 6. You will get the number 6. That means if you subtract character 0 from this, you will get the number 6. Okay, so it is nothing but ASCII value of 6 is 54. ASCII value of 6 is 54. Okay, then ASCII value of 0 is 48. Okay, so then 54 minus 48 is 6. Then you will get the number 6. Then you will get the number 6. Okay, but do we require here? Do we require here? Because hexadecimal is when we convert hexadecimal into decimal, then we require this kind of calculation. Okay, but here since it is directly alphanumeric character type, okay, because everything we are storing as a character in character array. Okay, so this is not required. Directly you can store that into our array. Okay, yes or no? Right. So now here you need to use a variable to keep track of this array indices. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You need to keep track of these array indices. No? So you declare one variable here, comma, just say I and initialize it to 0. Initialize it to 0. Okay, so if your remainder is between 0 to 9, if your remainder is between 0 to 9, okay, so directly what you can do, you store it into the array. Okay, hn array, you store it into hn array. Okay, how can I store now? hn of I, hn of I, just I write the logic here, just see here, hn of I is equals to reminder. What happens? Okay, so hn of I equals to reminder. hn of I, what is I value? 0. In hn of 0, okay, so assume this is our array hn. Okay, so this is 0, this is 1. So in hn of 0, 6 will be stored. Okay, so 6 will be stored here. This is hn of 0, 6 will be stored. Yes, any doubt? I'm getting some messages here. Yeah, hn of I is equal to reminder minus 0. No, not required. Why? Because we are going to store in as a character array. No, we are going to store this everything in a character array because yes. Okay, so reverse logic we need to apply here. Reverse logic we need to apply. See here, our decimal number is a long integer type. Okay, and remainder is also long integer type. Okay, so when you divide, you got the number 6 here. You got the number 6 here. What is the remainder? You got the remainder as a 6. 6 is which is nothing but a integer number. Which is nothing but integer number. But your hexadecimal HN array is of character type. So that means you need to convert this 6 into a character. You need to convert this 6 into a character. Okay. So 6 character means what is its ASCII value? 6 ASCII value is 54. 6 ASCII value is 54. ASCII value of 0 is how much? 48. ASCII value of 0 is how much? 48. Okay. So that means when you add 48 to this value will become 54. And when you store in a hexadecimal array, HN array, it will be stored as a character 6. It will be stored as a character 6 like this. It will be stored like this. It will be stored like this as a character 6. Okay, so that means here what we need to do, hn of I is equal to reminder plus 48, you have to say reminder plus 48. Okay, so then it will be stored as a character. So afterwards your I value should go to next. No, instead of writing in a separate line, better you can use this in array indexing itself. You can say hn of I plus plus is equal to, okay, reminder plus 48. So then 6 will be stored as a character. 6 will be stored as a character. Okay, so this is not required. This is not required. Already it is inside the while loop. Why we required in for loop? Only one character, no? Only this reminder we are testing. We are testing only this reminder, 6. We are testing. Okay, 86. I'll once again I do the calculation here. We have taken an example. 86 we have taken. No? So first calculation 16. How many times? 16 5s. Okay, so 16 5s 80. Then the remainder we got as a 6. Okay, so this 6 you need to convert into character. That means you need to add 48. When you add 48, that will be converted into the character 6. It will be stored. Okay, so this is the first case. For example, in our example 76, the remainder is 12. So you cannot store 12 directly. So 12 you have to store as a character C. You have to store as character C. You have to store. Okay, so 12 must be represented as C. So you have to store it as a C here inside. Okay, so how you can do that? Now just this is the first case. Now second case, else. For example, we'll go back. Right. Okay. So if it is a number between 0 to 9, then we store it as a character. Okay. Else then check again. If so, all the condition we need to check here. If what is the reminder? If reminder is equals to, if reminder is equals to 10, if reminder is equals to 10, what you need to do? You need to store it as a capital A. Yes or no? Okay, so then you have to say hn of I plus plus, hn of I plus plus is equals to. Okay, so how you will store it as a capital A? Okay, so say for example, now just wait 1 second. Right. Okay. So we'll take a simple example so that you can directly 76 in our case, for example. Okay. So if you divide this with 16, 74, I'll take. Okay. So 16 fours are 64. Then the remainder is 10. Okay. So now you have to store this 10 as ASCII value A. As ASCII value A, you need to store like this. Okay. So now how to get that logic? What is the ASCII value of capital A? Capital A ASCII value is 65. Capital A ASCII value is 65. Okay. Capital A ASCII value is 65. Okay. Now, if remainder is 10, now you have to make it as a 65. How much we need to add for this 10 to make it as a 65? How much we need to add to make it as a 65? Yes. 55. If we add 55, then that will become 65. Okay, so very good, right? So then Hn of I plus plus equals to remainder plus remainder plus remainder plus 55. Okay, remainder is 10, which is a number plus 55. Then this becomes a 65 that will be stored as capital A in our hexadecimal array. Okay, otherwise else like this. Now you can write all the cases. Else if okay, so what I do is I'll just copy paste this so that I can write. So if it is 10, it will be stored as capital A. If it is 11, how you need to store? Okay, so if remainder is equal to 11, if remainder is equal to 11, just you can just say Hn of I plus plus is equal to remainder plus 55. Okay, remainder is 11. 11 plus 55 means 66. 66 will be nothing but capital B. 66 will be capital B. Okay, so like this, now you can go on adding these things. Okay. Yeah. Any doubts? For loop, for loop you cannot use because only for one digit it has to execute any one of the conditions. No, any one of the condition it has to execute. Okay, so how can you use a for loop in that case? Only one of these are to be evaluated. If this is 12, you can use switch case here also. Okay, but in this case better is this one. Okay, so it is remainder plus 55. Okay, right. So then else if remainder is 13. Okay, so it should be stored as a D. Again, in this case, if remainder is 14, remainder is 14, then it should be stored as a E. Okay, so then the remainder is 15. Remainder is 15. It should be stored as a, yeah. Okay, so like this, any one of these conditions will be evaluated. If it is 0 to 9, first if condition will be executed. Okay, otherwise it checks which character it has to store based on the. Now close this while loop here. I'm ending this while loop here. Okay, so like this, your loop repeats and stores this in the hexadecimal array. Okay, so once you are coming out from the loop, now you can print this, say printf within the double quotes, you can say equivalent hexadecimal number is equals to, how you can print that hexadecimal number, where is it? It is in array, which is a character array. So you have to, that means we are storing it as a string. So you have to use percentage %s. You have to use percentage %s format specifier here. Then where we have stored hn, give the array name here. So when you print hn, that prints hexadecimal number. Okay, so then say return 0, then close the main. That's it. Yeah, any doubts? Yeah, Viram, in else if condition, if you mention the range as 10 to 15, how do you know? Range if you mention 10 to 15, but how the program will know that you got the remainder as 11, you got the remainder as 12. For each number, you need to store a different alphabet, no? 10 should be stored as A, 11 should be stored as 11 should be stored as B. Okay, so 10 to 15 range you'll store. If for 10 to 15, if you are storing only one alphabet, then you can use that range. But for each number, why we have to use 55 here? Okay, so right, 55 means, see here, you got the remainder as a